financial news. This is a news show we typically do at 7:30 a.m. except on Thursdays. Thursday, April 8th, and this is now 7 a.m. We do this because our expert series will start today at 7:30. A couple of things real quick. I got on this fun shirt again. I wore it Easter Sunday. A lot of you made comments. One of you actually said, "Hey, Michael, is that the shirt that's a sign that we are entering the light, if you will?" And I frankly wish I came up with that. So I'm going to break out this shirt more often just for fun because, again, I do think better days are ahead, and this kind of wild shirt kind of talks about that. So that's why the shirt came out today. Couple of quick things. Man, unemployment claims. That was a disappointment. That's 2 weeks in a row. Unemployment claims came in higher than expected. They are once again above 700,000. So here we are. They were expected to be at 694. They came in at 744. So what is that, like a 5% above? Last week, they were 728. So not only are we not below 700, we've actually accelerated a little bit from 728 to 744. Certainly not the trend we want. Continuing claims did come down a touch to 3.73. Not good. I think it came down like 16,000 or something. California, good old Gavin Newsom. I blame him for everything. Everything bad in California is Gavin Newsom's fault. I'm only half kidding. No, I'm kidding. It's not all his fault, just most of it. California came in at 39,000 new unemployment claims. It is amazing to me that people now are trying to justify why it is going up. They're saying backlog of reporting, archaic systems. And where was that talk when we were under reporting, right? So if you're telling me we're over reporting today, that means we were under reporting before. So I don't buy it. The data is the data. I don't try to justify it. It's equally bad every week, right? It's either underreported or overreported because of stupid systems. I don't have the time to waste and rationalize. I don't want to rationalize it away. If it's bad, it's bad. 744 is bad. We got below 700 once on the weekly claims. We need to do that week after week, and then we need to get under 500, and then we need to get under 400. It's don't waste your time trying to justify it away. If it's bad, it's bad. Move on. So again, that's where we are. Again, this comes after that nice, impressive job growth in last month. So we're going to see what's going on. I don't know if you saw this, but I saw President Biden wants to tackle the housing crisis, specifically affordable housing. And I have to read more about this, but he's proposing changing zoning laws. So essentially, you can build apartments or multifamily in quote unquote residential areas. In California, we did something quasi similar to that, right? Where we allowed you to start building ADUs, in your backyard and things of that nature. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I feel about that. It's I'm not sure. I'm not sure logically it ties together, right? Because we're essentially taking, go buy 4 houses in a row, build a 50-unit apartment building, essentially. I'm not sure if that holds, maybe, but I don't know. I got to go research that. If you guys find a good paper on the pros of changing zoning laws for affordable housing, can you leave them in the comments below? Or if you follow me on Instagram, just DM me the article. I'd like to read about that because maybe I should go try to buy some houses in a row so I could build apartments. I don't know if that's a good thing. Let's try to figure it out. So again, I don't know. I'm not sure I can make that leap. Change zoning laws equals fixing housing crisis. I'm not sure. Maybe if you lower, housing rules and you do some things like that, maybe if you make it, I think in California, the last time I read, it's like $170,000 a lot or something, right? Why don't you look to lower lot fees and things of that nature, right? If you want to lower housing, that's probably a better way to go. But again, if you find an article on how changing zoning improves our affordable housing, I'd love to read it because maybe that's something I should go do. Next up, there's a big fight around the 28% corporate tax. I have come out actually months ago talking about the idea. There was somebody that proposed like AMT for companies. I think that would be hard to implement, but I got to tell you, I was a huge fan of that idea. This comes as somebody who is hit by AMT, alternative minimum tax, I don't know, like 8 out of 10 years. Basically, it guarantees the IRS is going to get their pound of flesh. And boy, was it a big pound of flesh. I think doing some kind of AMT at the corporate level would be worth the heavy lift. I assume there'd be lots of tax changes to do that. I think just going after a corporate tax, I think it's going from 21 to 28 is it's cute to talk about, but it just incents companies to manage where their income comes from, if you know what I mean. It's easy to move income around. One of the things I loved about getting my accounting degree is you understand how the financial statements work and how you can use the general ledger to you can basically create a picture of where the revenue comes from. So it is pretty interesting. I'm how many times are we going to hear it's not fair? It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. I don't remember ever learning that life was fair. Life, for the most part, is what you make of it. We all have to work hard, sacrifice, choose to do things. Life is not fair. And I'm every sentence seems to be it's not fair. This last year and a half, it's not fair. It's not fair. No, I'm not saying it was. I've been talking about the K-shaped recovery forever. It was horrible. It was mismanaged. It was bad politics, bad leadership. You knew who was being unemployed. You should have paid them their full wage. You knew what small businesses were shutting. You knew what their tax statement said. You should have paid them. Why did we bail out the freaking largest organizations in the world? I get it. It's not fair. But when are we going to stop saying that, put on tighten up our shoelaces and go make a difference for our families, right? Each of us making differences for our families. So I don't know. I'm starting to get that little red button. Everybody has those keywords. Before, for me, it was lucky. Like when somebody called me lucky after sacrifice and working my ass off for 20 years, that's like one that like instantly makes me mad, right? Angry. Now, the more and more I hear people say it's not fair, I'm almost tuning out because I don't ever remember anybody telling me life was fair. Something else that's coming, clearly, again, if you can whine about it, you can complain, but again, for us, it's about acknowledging and moving forward. We don't try to say good or bad, but inflation is coming. Inflation is coming this year without question. The question is it going to be a moment in time, right? Do we have 5% inflation in 2021 and it kind of dissipates in 2022? That is certainly what the Fed is betting on. The Fed has all but acknowledged outright that inflation is coming and it's going to be larger than expected. I've done several shows on just how bad inflation is across the board by looking at commodities. It is going to be interesting. I think, again, I've said this before, but I'm going to keep saying it. I think the missing piece to inflation sticking, meaning sticking with us for 2022 and potentially 2023, is labor. Labor. That's the one we have to watch. All of these commodity things and supply, physical supply constraints will work itself out probably by next year. But labor, I actually believe for the first time in my kind of adult life, we are going to see labor inflation. We are going to see record grand openings, right? Again, think positively, this shirt. And one of the ways companies are going to hire the best is they're going to pay a little bit more. We are going to see wage inflation. We are going to get people off couches and off unemployment, and we're going to get the best. And they're going to be, the companies are going to fight for them, and they're going to pay more. I think labor inflation is coming. So again, labor inflation kind of good and bad, double-edged sword. But again, as the individual, as the family, labor inflation raises your income. I mean, it's simply that. And if you raise your income, it actually makes housing more affordable, right? Because there's really three pieces to the affordability index I talk so much about: price of home, interest rate, and income. I think incomes are going to go up for the next couple of years, which frankly would be a good thing. I think that would be a really good thing. But again, if you've heard me talk about many times, you got to watch where your money's going. You got to sacrifice. You got to, earn, save, invest. Don't do what I did, where as my income went up, I just spent more. That was dumb. Be an investor, not a consumer. Again, I talked about the weekly jobless claims. Not good. What else do we have? Oh, Expedia. It is very clear. Something I talked about 3 or 4 weeks ago is already happening. It's actually, I knew it was coming. It's actually coming faster than I expected. Not by much, but faster. That is travel, man. Travel is on fire. Expedia and all these other sites are up at least 25%. They have seen so much requests that they are actually adding sites. Expedia is basically saying this is where you can travel to. These are the restrictions, right? You got to get tested. You got to have the shot, the jab, whatever you want to call it. And again, they are really facilitating travel this summer. It is going to be amazing. And again, we're going to take this cash off the sidelines, have experiences. So what does that mean for the stock market? What does that mean for housing? All things we should be asking. And again, airlines, kind of that leading indicator. They are hiring pilots. They are seeing more travel coming. Finally, I found a top 10 list for first-time home buyers. I actually didn't write down the article, but it came from, it was on Bloomberg when I found it. I don't know who was the author. I apologize. I normally write down the author, but I missed this one. So first-time home buyers, 10 cities. Let me look at it real quick. I think I've heard of 3 of them. So again, this is for first-time home buyers. I will go through them. Again, medium home price is one of the big things, and they wanted all the home prices are below 370K, the median price. Really, the idea is, I think some folks, if you want to get into housing, you might have to move, I think. But here we go. No particular order. Bloomington, Illinois, Iowa City, Iowa, Kalamazoo, Michigan, Great Falls, Montana. I don't know. I might mispronounce this one. EU Clary, Wisconsin. It's EAU. All vowels. I don't know. Must be French, maybe. EU Clary, Wisconsin. Savannah, Georgia. Schenectady, New York. Taylorville, Utah. Harrisburg, Virginia. And Rapid City, South Dakota. That's the top 10 list. All right, folks, we got a lot of our expert series going off at 7:30. We got Jonathan back after a week off for being with his family for spring break. We actually have another expert that reached out to me who usually goes on Monday and said, hey, we got to talk about this, these new rules by the Consumer Finance Protection Board. So lots of great stuff coming today. Again, remember, today's a great day to make some money. Let's be better than yesterday. Bye-bye.